Day, October 24th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who doesn't mind a warm beer to go with his spotted dick, J.P. Shadrick.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is London week coming up, but first we've got to review the Week 7 game, the Jaguars and the Giants. Giants get a win over the Jags at the bank, and Boselli and Prisco are standing by. We'll hear from those two about the 24-17 final. Giants over the Jags at the bank on Sunday. The Giants ran the ball, especially in the fourth quarter. The Jaguars rally fell 1 yard short in the very end of the last play of the game. Fanatics fan questions. We'll go around the league. We've got a busy program ahead. Let's start with head coach Doug Peterson. Jaguars good against the run, but then in the fourth quarter, they just couldn't stop it.
Well, I thought our defense for, honestly, 3.5 quarters just stymied their run game, and kept them at bay and all of that. Of course, they get in their 4-minute offense and things change a little bit. But for those 3.5 quarters, I thought our defense did a nice job stopping the run and handling that. We know Daniel's athletic guy, and some of the zone read stuff he kept, and obviously got to look at the film and see where we dropped that one. But again, credit them. They did what they needed to do to win the game at the end.
More to come from Doug Peterson a little later. It comes down to the final play, and wide receiver Christian Kirk stopped a yard short.
That was close. That's a play that, we practice every week, and, just kind of put the, ball in the body and try to, fall forward and get into the end zone. They did a great job, defending it. The corner did a good job, kind of holding me up, and then I thought I could, try to fall in, but, they played it great. But, we executed the play, the way we had practiced it, so that's all you can ask for.
And then to the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Tough day at the office for this Jaguars team overall, but there's still a long string of games to go try to get this thing right.
I think it's important to stick together. At the end of the day, if we can stick together, that's the only way we turn this thing around, and we continue to put ourselves in this position, but find a way to actually get it done. And if we don't stick together, we don't have a shot. And I know we have a group that's going to stick together, and that's one of the best things I think about this team is how close we are. And you should have heard the guys in the locker room after the game, and guys are so passionate about it. You put so much work in, and that's the cool thing is that's the only thing that anybody cares about is winning. It's not about stats. It's not about someone getting the ball or a guy getting a bunch of sacks or whatever it is. It's just everybody wants to win, and that's why people are so pissed off because we're not finding a way to do that right now. And it's going to come, though, and I believe that, and we just got to go do it.
There you have it. Full press conference is available on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media, including Doug Peterson earlier today. We'll hear from the head coach coming up a little later. We welcome in Pete Prisco from South Florida, Tony Boselli from London, United Kingdom. Good afternoon, Pete. Good evening, Tony. Pete, they lost another one.
Hey, well, Tony's over there. He's all tired. He's moaning and groaning. Yes. Look how tired he is. He can't keep his eyes open.
I got my pajamas on, Pete. Hey, can we pull the billboards back up that started the show? Because I think somebody put the wrong final score. It was not 24-17. It was 23-17. If you pull the billboard up.
Yep, that's on me.
I'd like a correction there.
That's totally on me. I totally whiffed on that. I built that this morning.
Wow,
and I built it incorrect.
Boselli coming from London with a right-hand cross.
Yep.
Come on, Tony.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
It was a 23-27 game. I'm not trying to call anyone out. I don't know who did it.
It was a 23-27 game?
So 23-17.
You said 23-27 just right there.
It doesn't matter.
You're tired. Well, you corrected him, and I'm correcting you.
Well, we can fix it for later when they post it. They can put it up right. That's all. I'm just trying to help.
Okay. All right. You're just cranky and tired.
Hey, by the way, I am so tired. By the way, a couple things. I agree with Doug Peterson when he said they did a great job against the run. Against Saquon for 3 quarters. They didn't do a good job with Daniel Jones against the run the whole day.
No.
Terrible. Right?
Job.
Did I watch the wrong game? I mean, maybe I missed it, but I thought I mean, they were great against Saquon, but they were. It was almost like, and I know this isn't the fact because Doug talked about it. It was almost like they didn't realize they're going to run the zone read with Daniel Jones.
No,
is what it felt like.
They kept crashing in and it was different guys every single time. It wasn't the same guy. Whoever they
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
So
they didn't play
they
didn't play it very well. And I mean, look, it cost them. Ultimately, that's what cost them the game. It's his ability to run. It's only the second time a Giants quarterback has rushed for 100 yards in the history of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean it was his legs that killed us. But I will say this: early it was his right arm thrown to a bunch of receivers that nobody knows about, and once again the Jaguars get no pressure. Pete, we don't get pressure when we rush 4. We don't get pressure when we rush 5. We don't get pressure
when we rush 6. They blitz. Yeah, they blitzed.
They did. I mean, Mike Caldwell is trying to get pressure. Our guys are not getting home.
No,
that's a problem.
And then the right tackle, and that was with a backup right tackle, too. And then the guard went out.
There's no real 4-man pressure. Now, what I didn't understand yesterday, early in that game, I thought Josh Allen had it going against the right tackle a little bit. And then, for whatever reason, like in the second quarter, like the second and third quarters, they put Josh Allen over on Andrew Thomas,
who played great.
He was getting nothing. Oh, because he's one of the best left tackles in football. And he had nothing going over there. And Trayvon wasn't getting. He doesn't rush the passer on either side right now. He's just not a pass rusher.
No, like even his sack, he fell into it.
That was Josh Allen. Josh Allen won,
right?
Forced Daniel Jones up, and
right.
Then he got
him off his guy and got him. Yeah,
that's right. But the lack of pressure, Pete, is a major issue.
Oh, it's bad, and it's the same. And it's the same thing. It's a lack of pressure. The linebackers drop out deep. They dump it underneath on those crossers and underneath, and there's always a ton of room there. And then if not, they flood the zone and get a guy coming out the other way and get him in the flat. And they killed him a bunch with that, just like the Colts did. I mean, Robinson, the tackling is bad too in the open field. It's not good.
Bad tackling.
Missed a bunch.
Bad tackling.
Missed a bunch yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you look around. Number 5 needs to tackle better.
Yes,
he needs to tackle better. He's not a good tackler. No. I mean, and you got a free safety that can't tackle. That's a problem.
And then Pete, you look at it, and again, it's self-inflicted wounds. You have you're off the field with the interception. This is stupid, roughing the passer. Like he headbutted him. What are you doing?
I mean, he tried it almost looked like he tried to let up, and he still headbutted him.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That was no good. And, and then fumble by ETN. We'll go through the scenario of going for it on 4th down, up 4. Decide to go for it.
Ugh.
That whole like series of plays was interesting to me. Not deciding not to review it, to going for it on 4th down. And by the way, the play call, which I'm a big quarterback sneak guy, I'm not sure about that call with your backup. Was that the first down? How'd they not call that a first down, Pete?
Right. I don't know how they didn't call it a first down, but he got it. Don't forget, they ran 3rd and 1, too, and got nothing.
Right. But I don't understand how they. I mean, they should have challenged.
They should have challenged they should have challenged the spot on the Kirk run. This was just stuffed.
This is the 3rd down play.
This 3rd down play. Right. Actually, the backside guy comes down and makes a play on that. Otherwise, he gets.
Well, this one, I don't understand why you run quarterback sneak
to the
right behind your undersized backup guard.
I mean, no, they could have run it to the undersized starting guard on the left side because he's undersized.
But he's big. He's thick.
Strong. But okay, if you watch the play, if we can run it again on the 3rd down play, ETN's getting a first down, but the backside end comes down and gets him. Okay, this is a first down. Right there. He's across that. It's not even close. And then they should have challenged it. They didn't. But this run, watch the backside end comes down and gets him. Otherwise, he's getting a first down. And then on a quarterback sneak, your 270-pound right guard got blown up. I mean,
Yeah, it was bad.
what happened to Scherf that he went out of there? That I didn't.
I don't know. I never heard. JP, they announced anything today?
I didn't hear anything. No.
See, he runs through that tackle if the guy doesn't come from behind. And then this is just a disaster. This wasn't even for quarterback sneak where you're getting pushed. It wasn't even close. And that should be automatic. It should be an automatic every single time. So it was a bad sequence. Now, having said all that, it's okay to kick a damn field goal.
Well, yeah. Here's where I didn't understand the field goal, and let me just be completely transparent. Sitting in there in the booth, calling the game, I had mixed emotions. The player in me, Pete, the offensive line in me said, if you can't get 2 inches, you don't deserve to win. Go get it. That was the offensive line in me. But then I started doing math. I'm like, wait a second. Fourth quarter, you kick a field goal here. You're up 7. That changes how the Giants are going to play this drive because now they know they have to score.
Right.
And if they do, you're going to have the ball with, call it 5 minutes or 4 to 6 minutes, somewhere in there, with a chance to go take the lead again. And all you need is a field goal. I didn't understand the not kicking the field goal there.
Okay, you were in the booth. What did Loggeman say?
I can't remember. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I really can't. I don't really remember.
See, because I was sitting there in our green room when we were getting ready to go on air, and I'm watching. I'm like, you have to take the points. You go up 7. Here's the other thing, Tony. It's not like it's 4th and an inch from the 1 yard line. It's 4th of a minute within an inch. If you get it, you still got 19 yards to go get the touchdown anyways.
Right.
Right. There's no guarantee.
They've had red zone issues this year. So, yeah, you know.
Take your field goal. Take your field goal, and then take your field goal. Go up 7. Put the onus on Daniel Jones and that offense to go get a touchdown to tie you.
The biggest thing to me was the math. The math of up 7. You're you're putting yourself in a position where you can control your own fate. You're not going to be playing from behind, and the type of game that it was, Pete.
Right. It wasn't like they're going up and down the field. Weren't going up and down the field.
Points were a premium. They're going up and down the field, but neither team
nobody scoring. Yeah,
that's right.
But here's the other thing: why did he not go for 2 when they scored the touchdown? They kicked the extra point and it was missed, and they were up 4, but it would have put them up 6. You go for the 2 there. Remember, it was 17-13, right? Isn't that right, JP? When they scored?
Yes.
Okay, so you're up 4. What's the extra point do? It doesn't do anything. So go for 2.
5.
Right. So you go for 2 and make it 6, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. What was I wonder what the analytics said on that 4th and inches what to do.
Well, remember there was a false start on the long snap.
Yeah, we went backwards, Pete.
And then they tried the extra point from longer, and it got blocked.
No, I'm saying you make the decision before you even get in that situation.
Yeah, right.
He's saying do it before you ever do it. Yeah.
Right. And then the other one was the analytics on the 4th and inches. You can talk all the analytics you want. Well, how many games have there been with the Giants defense is playing the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback and you have a backup right guard? And if you can factor that all into some analytics, come tell me about it.
I'll say this.
You know what I mean?
Doug Peterson said it wasn't an analytics decision. It was how they were running the ball and how they were moving on offense that he believed that, hey, let's go get this thing. So it wasn't, hey, let's go to the booth and hear what it is on 4th and 2 inches.
And that's fair. That is fair to Doug, and I would be okay if you had your starting right guard in. He just left the game 2 plays ago,
and he didn't have 2 monsters on the inside for the Giants.
Well, I think Van Lanen's going to be a good player, but he's an undersized guy right now. He needs to get bigger. You know that as a coaching staff, so you're going to run right behind him.
Yeah. It made no sense. You got to kick the field goal anyway. I don't care what the analytics say. In that situation, you put the pressure on the Giants to go get a tie. All they're going to do is tie you. That's the best case scenario. Best case. And it's not like that inch, if you get it, you're automatically going to get a touchdown. What is it?
Right.
It's not like they've been great in the red zone, like you said, JP. They still got to go score.
Right.
So kick your field goal, go up 7. It's an epidemic in the NFL. Kicking field goals is okay sometimes. Okay, we've gotten away from it, and you saw it last night in the Dolphins-Steelers game. That game was 16-10. Why? Because he didn't kick a field goal earlier in the game, and he's sweating passes into the end zone in the final seconds. It shouldn't come to that. Be smarter.
Well, we've got plenty ahead and more on this discussion, I'm sure. We'll get into the defense when we come back a little bit more. And, of course, later, Travis Etienne's day as a whole on the offensive side. Second hour, we'll have your questions. We'll keep it real. We're just getting started on Jaguars Happy Hour on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I.
This week at Publix, save $10 instantly when you spend $40 on the P&G products that help you tackle everything from pregame prep to postgame cleanup, including Crest, Old Spice, Bounty, and Tide. Clip your digital coupon now at Publix.com.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I messed up. I let the team down there. Got my hands up, tried to, get some contact with my head. So that's the call. I didn't hit him hard, but that's the call, man. I messed up. That's on me.
Foye Aluakun, Jaguars linebacker, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. Of course, he's discussing the roughing the passer penalty that negated an interception. For 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco stateside. Tony Boselli is in the United Kingdom already, getting ready for the Jaguars and the Broncos coming up. What's happening this week, during the week, Tony? What all you got coming up?
The first few days are no Jaguar stuff. I got some other stuff I got to do. Thursday, the Jaguar stuff starts.
All right.
So you combine the Jaguars trip with another work trip? Wow.
It's not my first rodeo, Pete. Not my first rodeo.
So that means so you know what that means? He's essentially getting a week in London, and people are paying for every damn meal he's going to eat.
Interesting idea, Pete.
But we know how you have the $300 Wagyu steak or whatever it was out in California. What was that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you
oh,
did.
that's
Don't
a yes.
deny it.
Nod, yes.
We looked
It was not $300. That's an exaggeration.
Because the guy looked it up and said it was 195 or something. You said it was more than that.
No, he said it was 125, and I said it was more. It was 175. Get your numbers right.
Wow.
It's gold flake, that steak.
It's good steak. Hey, changing gears. I get what Oluokun was saying, but I didn't he comes with his head, but he literally lowered his head and hit him with his head first. Wasn't this I can get sometimes you go up and you're trying to bat the ball down, and as your hand comes down, it hits the guy in the helmet, and you get one of those cheapy, roughing the passers, Pete. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But this was one where he lowered his head and hit.
But then he tried to stop. So if you're going to do it, you might as well get a good shot in. He tried to stop. He knew what he was doing. By the way, I don't know what Daniel Jones was looking at on that play.
He literally just led. Watch this right here, Pete.
Yeah.
Down. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, that is called a penalty for the last 5 years in the NFL every time.
If that was college, it would be targeting. He'd be out of the game.
Oh, he'd be out of the game. He lowered his helmet.
Launched with his head and hit him with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand that play.
Hey, by the way, on defense,
he tried to stop.
Yeah, he did. He did that at the end. He put his hands up.
Yeah,
all that.
He knew.
He knew exactly.
Yeah, but he did that. But it was one of those things. I'm going to try to stop, but I'm not really going to try to stop because I'm going to lower my head and pound you with it.
But he didn't really pound him. He could have really pounded him.
I get that, but Pete, why are you lowering your head?
I don't know.
Your head up.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. Who on defense played well for you guys yesterday?
I thought Darius Williams had a pretty good game.
He had 3 passes defense yesterday. Pete.
3 PBUs, yeah.
I think he's an outside corner. I know he played some in the slot too as well, but I think he started at outside corner, right? And then when they put Herndon in, they moved him back inside. He's much better. He's much better on the outside. I think they need to play him on the outside. He did
play well. They went after Herndon when Herndon was outside and nickel, and that was the first touchdown.
Yeah, Slayton ran by him, and then they got him a couple other times on the inside as well. He didn't have a great game, Herndon, but I think he's a better. Don't you think he's better inside than he is on the outside? And I think Williams is better outside than he is inside. We said this last week. We said if Shaq didn't turn it around,
I'd have to see more.
Okay, but Williams played one of his best games yesterday. I thought
very well. I thought so too.
I think Cisco's not good right now. I'm sorry, he's just not.
Why?
Well,
he doesn't tackle anybody, and he
struggled tackles.
I mean,
and he was a big guy coming in. We were counting on. Remember after camp, we thought he was going to be the future superstar.
Do you ever see him make a great play in the whole year? If you can think of one play that he made that you go, wow, the pick six. That's it. But he's missed a lot of tackles. He puts his head down when he tackles. Not a good thing.
I thought the interior defensive line played well. They shut down Barkley.
Hamilton played well. I thought Hamilton did some good things. Roy hasn't been as forceful as he was earlier in the season, I didn't think. They don't rush the passer. Lloyd made some splash plays on Sunday. You saw him starting to flash in the back. He made a couple plays in the backfield even. He's flashing a little bit. They still they get lost at times in their zones and stuff, and the guys sit down and they don't get in the coverage and they're wide open, and they make it easy on them. That's just a matter of.
I think the biggest thing is there's very few. How do you say it? Well, they don't impact the quarterback at all.
No.
And you don't like who's the super disruptive guy on that defense?
Nobody.
They have good players, but where's like the disruptive dude?
Well, here's the other thing. Lloyd can run, okay? For a linebacker, he's fast. But the group behind him isn't that fast.
Cisco, they say, can fly.
He doesn't play like it.
And Tyson Campbell can run.
Yeah, maybe Campbell's the one. And he's been a good player this year. He's been a good player. Did you think that was pass interference on him?
Yeah, I thought his hand got around the.
He pulled it. You think
early?
He pulled?
Yeah. Early. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. But to answer your question, was anybody, like Tony said, totally disruptive on Sunday? The answer is no. On defense, they were good. They were solid. They were sound. But there's not anybody. Okay, this is his day to go get his 2.5 sacks and 6 pressures. It's his day to go get 14 tackles and a pass defense and an interception. It's his day to get a pick and knock down 4 passes and play the run. There was none of that on Sunday.
Yeah, I really thought we played 7 games. I thought Josh Allen I thought he was that guy. I thought he had like 6 or 7 sacks, forced fumble or 2. And Pete, I think you agree with this. You turn on the tape, Josh Allen's a good football player. Like, he is solid, good, physical, like run around, hit you. But he's not pass rushing very well, consistently.
No, he's not. And neither is Walker. Neither one of them. Put your hand on the ground and by the way, they did chip Walker a lot. I did notice that they were chipping him, but neither one of them is put your hand on the ground and go win up the field. They're just not going to do it. That's not what they do. So I don't know. I think when you look at somebody, what do you do with Josh Allen?
I think you got to pay him his 5th year.
So pay the 5th year and then go from there?
Yep. I mean, it's already guaranteed. They already gave it to him.
Right. They gave it to him.
That's what I'm saying. You pay his 5th year.
But then do you start working on an extension or do you let him play?
Well, here's the thing. This team has some salary cap issues going into next year.
Of course they do.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Sure do.
So there's going
to be some guys you can't bring back. Like Juwan Taylor.
Well, that's a problem possibly. He's playing good football for you.
He played good again. Yeah, he played good on Sunday.
Agreed. Maybe let's say Josh Allen stays on track and he finishes with 9 sacks, really solid year. Solid. I mean, maybe you go sign him for not a top end pass rushing deal, but a good outside linebacker deal, and you sign him long term so you can spread that money out. So you're not paying him the big lumps 5th year sum. That's all guaranteed for injury.
You know what? It's Tony. You mentioned disruptors. Those two as pass rushers, they're both good, strong, physical football players.
Good players.
But they're the exact opposite of what the Colts used to have with Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney. Right? Those two guys, their ability to go up the field, disrupt and explode and be athletic, and you don't have that.
Well, you look at but here's the thing. It's funny, Pete. If you look at the AFC South, who are the scary pass rushers in the AFC South? Do you have any?
No, there are none.
None.
0. Because there's nobody on Tennessee.
Who are the really good disruptive defensive players in the AFC South?
Well, is Leonard when he's on the field, but he hasn't played.
He hasn't played.
He's not on the field.
Yeah.
Right. Tennessee has Simmons.
Simmons is the best. I was going to say, Simmons is probably the best defensive player. That's their disruptive player in Tennessee. He messes things up for you.
Right. Jacksonville doesn't have a mess up things for you guy.
No.
Neither does the Colts do when Leonard's on the field and Buckner's playing to his expectations. That's it in their team. How about in Tennessee? In Tennessee, besides Simmons, there's not much. In Nashville, in Houston, there's nobody.
No.
So,
but I know we're going to talk about the AFC South later. Is that next segment or the segment after?
We got two more.
This team now is 2-5, Pete. 2-5, lost 4 in a row, and they've had the lead in 6 of the 7 games in the fourth quarter, late, and they're 2-5. They have a positive point differential at 2-5.
Yeah, but your record is what you are. What you are when
you're missing my point. This team finds, like the Giants, the team we just played, who are 6-1. They find ways to win football games.
Right.
They find ways. You know what we do? We find ways to lose football games.
And they're not in age-wise. There's not a lot of difference in the age of those teams either, because that's a young team too.
And I think Bill Belichick was famous for saying this, but I know a lot of coaches have said this. The first thing you have to do is learn not to beat yourself.
Correct.
Because most games, if you'll go into every game saying we're not going to beat ourselves today. We're going to play good, clean football. We're not going to turn it over. We're not going to make dumb penalties. We're going to take advantage of points when they're there. We're not going to give up big plays. You don't beat yourself.
Tony,
you're going to win.
JP's waving the paper. I see the paper.
13 penalties.
By the way, any news yet on whether before you go to break, JP? Any news yet if they're flexing the Chiefs game? I just was wondering.
I think the jury's still out on that. We're waiting for word from 57th Street in New York on that one. See if CBS is going to make the move. We'll take a timeout. Offensive talk when we return. Second hour coming up. We'll get your questions from social media today. Check out the official Jaguars Podcast Network. It's free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you download podcasts. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. Enter now for your chance to win behind-the-scenes access, game tickets, and more. Look for details at Publix where you can pick up all your game day needs, including Bounty, Tide, Pantene, and Crest. Tackle everything in one stop. Available at Publix where shopping is a pleasure.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gate's frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think hindsight is 20/20, and we can sit here right now and say, hey, kick the field goal. When you're in game and your offensive line is handling them the way we did, I put it on them, to do that, and that had nothing to do with an analytical decision right there. It was more about how we were running the football at the time, and felt really good about where we were.
There's the head coach, Doug Peterson, after the game yesterday, discussing that 4th and 1 play at the Giants' 20 early in the fourth quarter. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli rehashing this Jaguars 23-17 loss to the Giants. On the offensive side, Trevor Lawrence in this game was 22 of 43 passing, 310 yards. Lawrence ran 4 times for 3 yards, had the sneak touchdown also. What'd you make of Trevor's day as a whole in this offense, Tony?
Let me think back. I thought Trevor played well, fine, overall. I think he missed Zay Jones on a throw in the end zone, but I thought he made some big-time throws and had composure in the pocket. He made some throws, too, and he was getting hammered and just stepped in there and threw strikes. So I give him a B+.
Yeah, B+ is good. And Tony, he did some things that you've been preaching and I've been preaching all along. He checked it down.
Yeah.
There was a route where they tried to hit a deep shot, and they both were covered on the deep, and he came down and hit the guy on the sideline for it was a tough throw, but he hit it. And there was another one where he checked it down when he was trying to go deep as well. I think he's learning from that. You're right. The Zay Jones one where they delayed him on the crossing route, and he was wide open, and the linebacker sunk a little bit, and all he had to do was put it out a little bit toward the sideline, and that's a touchdown.
Yep. That's right.
I think the guy spooked him a little bit here. You can see it here. I think the linebacker spooked him a little bit, and he shouldn't have because he didn't have enough depth to make a play on that. That was an easy throw. That should have been an easy touchdown.
Yep, agreed.
But I thought for the most part, that might have been one of his best games. At the end, the 2 throws into the end zone, they weren't great throws. I mean, you're just trying to throw it up. The one down you're just trying to take a chance. He went to the right. I'll say that. Watching the tape, he went to the right guys because they were in one-on-one situations. You got to do that. The play to Kirk, he talked about the cornerback making the play. That's not who made the play. The safety Love made the play. He made a great play because the idea is you run Jones in. Was it Jones? I think it was Jones runs inside of him, and he kind of takes him and he kind of carries him a little bit, and then you hit that and he falls into the end zone. But Love didn't come off. He came off Jones and stood there and made the play. If he doesn't make the play, that's a touchdown for Kirk.
Yeah.
Are you okay throwing that short of the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's a design play.
It looked like it was a design play.
Yeah, that's what Kirk said after the game.
They were trying to just get Love just to carry enough so there's a tiny seam. Right. So he can fall. Like all he needs is a half yard.
Yeah.
To slip in there.
But he made a great play. The kid made a great play on it. Yeah. I mean, he comes. You can see it here. He see him. He's there. He comes up and he comes off his guy and makes the play. I mean, it's a great play.
I thought it was well executed all the way around.
Yeah, we were live at the time, and I'm looking over on the big screen next. We got these big screen with all the games on it, and I went like this. I go, did he get in? I'm on the air, but I made the face, and one of my anchors goes, "What'd you make a face for?" And I go, because I didn't tell them, but I said, "Oh, I just saw something on the screen over there." But that's actually. You could tell that's a well-designed play, but the kid just makes a great play on it. He really does. Love makes a great play on it to get up there and get a part of it.
Yeah.
Hey, going back on another offensive thought here, Travis Etienne has his first career 100-yard game yesterday. Yes, he fumbled inside the 5. That will mar the effort. But as a whole, what did you like about Etienne's day at the office, Pete?
Was explosive. I mean, you see that. He can turn something around the corner. I mean, that's the difference between him and James Robinson, and we'll get to that in a second. But look, there's been a passing of the baton. It's Travis Etienne is the lead running back on this football team right now, and probably should be. I don't know if they should have phased James Robinson out entirely like they did, but Etienne gives them home run ability. He gives them that home run speed, which they needed, and so I think he was impressive on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're saying probably should be the.
Well, he should be.
One. Yeah, I mean, he's, and I'm not taking.
We kind of said that for much of the season, though. We've been saying that all along.
Yeah.
You had questions about him, though, whether he could handle the.
I did. One of the pleasant surprises for me is how powerful Etienne runs and how well he runs between the tackles. If I was going to say anything, the reason James Robinson didn't get any carries is because Travis Etienne didn't get enough.
Yeah, they kind of did they get away from it a little bit again?
I thought in that, the only time I felt like they got away from it, remember the last drive, they have no choice.
Yeah.
The second to last drive, 1st and 10, Jawan Taylor jumps off. Now you're 1st and 15. I thought that's where they threw it 3 straight times. I would have gone. And maybe Doug would have if they didn't jump off sides and make it 1st and 15.
Yeah. What about the first possession of the second half? Was that 3 passes in a row, or was there a run in there too? They went 3 and out.
First possession of the second half, you said, Pete?
Yeah.
No, they scored a touchdown on the opening possession.
Yeah, I'm not mistaken.
They came out and scored right away, I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the first possession.
Yeah, it was the second possession. They went 3 and out. They had a big punt at the end of that. Let's see, third.
Yeah, quarter. What was it? What was the position?
Okay, 1st and 10 from their own 4. They were backed up.
Right.
Etienne up the middle. Etienne for 2 yards. So Etienne left in for 4. Lawrence incomplete deep left to Marvin Jones.
Okay, yeah, Marvin. That was the one where he was pressured and
That's right.
Yeah. So it was actually. I mean, I don't know if they got it. It's hard to say they got away from it.
Well, they didn't have a lot of plays.
Yeah.
The Giants had it over 35 minutes.
Well, that's, again, we go back to the same thing that's happened with that defense in the past. They don't get get off the field. And that's where the sacks come into play.
And Daniel Jones was killing him with his legs.
I mean, every single time he looked like he needed to get a first down, he'd pull it and there'd be nobody there.
By the way,
that was bad. That was bad defense by the guy, and it looked like there was one play where they crashed down, and he thought on Barkley. Do you remember that one? He thought I forget who it was. He thought he was going to tackle him for a loss, and there Daniel Jones goes out the side door for about 30, I think it was.
I'd love to be in that meeting and ask, who had quarterback on those plays? Always, I mean, if you're running zone read, someone has quarterback. Someone has to account for the quarterback. I mean. It wasn't like there was someone just not getting there. There was nobody even close.
They've had problems with that, the zone read, but they've also had problems with the RPOs this year. Pulling the ball and throwing passes off of it. They haven't done a good job with that, and not sure why, but they just haven't. You notice that?
Look at this one. There's no one even around them.
No. Well, don't you usually play that, Tony? Don't you usually play that end scrape or linebacker here and out? It's either way.
It's very simple. It's
right.
Either the linebacker goes to the quarterback and the end goes to the quarterback and the linebacker sits there in the hole.
Right. Or the other way.
Or the other way. And the guy scrapes over the top.
Yeah. And a lot of them, There was one guy there. There wasn't two.
There was nobody. I'm like, where's everybody?
Yeah, that was bad defense.
And then there were some bad looks there that ended up costing them too, guys, when they had to use timeouts because they couldn't get enough guys on the field.
Yeah.
That was bad. And actually, you'd have been better off if you were Doug Peterson in that case. Only have 10 people out there, let them go score quicker. At that point, you're like, just go score. Keep 10. Not burning the. I mean, you could argue, Pete, in that situation.
What was that? What was that play call? Which one was that?
That's when they went down and scored the touchdown to tie it up. They had 10 guys out there. They had to call timeout.
Yeah, you still got to use your timeout. And
I know. It's a joke. I'm joking.
In the hindsight, you would have liked to have had that timeout late in the game.
Let them go.
Right.
Anyway.
Hey, let's take
I mean, hindsight's easy, but no.
We can look. Doug Peterson's a good football coach. It just goes to show you that even the best of the best sometimes need to be micromanaged. I mean, you know me. I've criticized a couple of his short yardage calls. I don't like the quarterback run. I hate the quarterback sweep. I hate it. I hate it when Josh Allen does it. I hate it when Trevor Lawrence does it. I hate that play. Hate it. Why would you expose him to that? I know it works sometimes, but why? Is it worth the risk? Is that worth the risk? Is an 8-yard gain worth the risk of your quarterback going down? It certainly is not.
Well, but Pete, here's the thing. This is where you're full of hot air right now. Is the biggest risk for a quarterback is not running the ball outside the pocket. It is
don't say that. It is too.
That's the facts. That's a fact, Pete.
Because you're in the pocket many more times than you are running it. Yes, you are.
Dangerous.
Yes. If Justin Herbert throws the ball 40 times from inside the pocket and he runs 10, is there not a 4-to-1 ratio?
No, you're missing the point, Pete.
No, I'm not missing the point.
Yes.
No,
the bottom line is
you're more likely to get hurt inside the pocket. Yeah, because you're in there 4 times as many times.
No, I didn't say that. More likely, I said it's more dangerous, idiot.
4-to-1. Yeah, it's more dangerous. 4-to-1.
You're an idiot. My wife is yelling at me saying I can't talk to you that way. She obviously doesn't know.
Yes,
you can.
Yeah.
I talk to you like that. Can. You moron.
So, but my point is, the bad look is on Mike Caldwell. You can't. I mean, they had 10 one play. They had to call timeout. Then they had 12.
Right.
That penalized.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, can we just get the 11 out there? Let's start with 11.
Hey, come up with a name for J.P. He's waggling his paper in your face.
It's time. We got to take a timeout. We're up against it. We're back in a moment. We'll look at the AFC South, the second hour coming up in just a few minutes as well. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I. Publix helps us tackle everything from pre-game prep to post-game cleanup, with prices that are never out of bounds.
This week at Publix, tackle your toughest cleaning jobs with Bounty 6 double or 8 single plus rolls on sale for $11.49.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, FiveStarCU.org. Go Jags!
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli recapping a 23-17 Jaguars loss to the New York Giants. Let's look around the AFC South, and we start off with Indy and Tennessee. The Titans building up an early lead using their defense.
Rid of it quickly. It's intercepted. 30, 40, 50. Adams 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. Titans. Andrew Adams to the house.
That is Mike Keith on Titans Radio. Randy Bullock hit 4 field goals. The Titans won at 19-10 over the Colts, and they have a stronghold on this division, Pete.
It's over. Division's over. Yes, it is. It's over. It's done.
Indy changed the quarterback. Matt Ryan got benched in Indy.
Yep, he's done. They're playing Sam Ellinger.
Tony, you're muted.
You're muted again, Tony. He doesn't know how to use anything.
Before we say the division is a wrap, what's the Tennessee Titans record? 4-2.
Yeah, there you go. 4-2.
Okay, we are 2-5, so we are technically 2.5 behind them, right?
Right.
We play them 2 more times.
Yeah, and yeah, I get it. They've had so much success against them in their history.
Especially in Nashville.
We beat them twice. We'd be 4-5. They're 4-4. So we are half game. We're half game from controlling our own destiny. Is my point. With the Titans, it's not over.
It's the Titans have beat the Colts twice. They're done. They're playing Sam Ellinger the rest of the way. They're benching Matt Ryan, even though he has a shoulder surgery. They said it's not shoulder injury. It's not the shoulder that's getting them on the bench. By the way, that regime needs to get the criticism they deserve. They've been getting a free pass. That's a disaster. Then you have Jacksonville never beats the Titans. And the Texans are a non-factor. So division. Here we are. It is, what is it? Today is October 24th.
4th.
Division over. It's done.
You want me to lock it right now that we beat the Titans twice this year?
Lock it.
Twice.
You do it. Do it.
You want me to do it right now?
How many pints have you had if you're going to lock that damn thing?
None. I don't like your attitude, Pete. I don't like your attitude.
History is a great indicator.
Pete, to your point, the Jaguars haven't won in Nashville since like 2014.
Well, and what is the rundown? And I'm going to look at what it is right here. What's the rundown?
Fine. Lock it. We're winning both.
Both. A lock. Tony from across the pond with a salvo.
I'm tired. That was an emotional response to Pete because I'm tired of him running his trap.
Well, I'm a
realist. You, Pete. No
okay,
you're not
here
realist.
we go.
You're a pain.
Ready?
No one wants
to
hear you give it to Tennessee.
20-0 Titans last year. 37-19 Titans. 31-10 Titans. 33-30 Titans. 42-20 Titans. I'm going in order. Jacksonville won in 19, 20-7. Here we go. 30-9 Titans. 9-6 Titans. 15-10 Titans. 37-16 Titans.
Enough. We heard enough. We've heard enough.
Okay. And if you really want to go back in time.
No, we don't.
1999.
Oh, God. No.
20-19 Titans, 41-14 Titans, and 33-14 Titans. There you go.
The dagger from Pete.
The Titans own that franchise. Until you stop that, I can't look at them.
This is the year we're stopping it.
Okay, in 17 they won the division, Jacksonville, right? Was that 17?
We didn't beat them either time. I know.
History is a great indicator, but you're locking. Go ahead, say it. I want to hear this. I didn't hear the sound. There it is.
We're going to break. We're going to break.
Oh, he locked it. He locked both games against Tennessee. What a way to wrap up the first hour. Just wait. We've got another hour of this ahead. And it's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Hey, it's Marissa Garnhart, girlfriend of Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. The team always has a game day plan, and so do I.
This week at Publix, save $10 instantly when you spend $40 on the P&G products that help you tackle everything from pregame prep to postgame cleanup, including Crest, Old Spice, Bounty, and Tide. Clip your digital coupon now at Publix.com.
Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Struggling with high energy bills? Now is the time to replace your old windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, ViStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Cancer patients across the Southeast make Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center in Jacksonville their first choice for treatment. Dr. Jonathan Melquist explains why.
We have so many resources that can help a patient from the very onset, and we just have a degree of unity and cohesive care that is hard to match. It's especially with the tougher cancers that we really excel.
Appointments available now. Call 844-632-2278.
You got to find ways to win and just find ways to make those plays that decide the game. You know, those plays are scattered throughout the game, but no matter what happened in the prior 3 quarters and whatever minutes of that fourth quarter, at the very end, how can we find ways to make those plays to win the game? And we're just not making enough of those plays right now. I mean, we're that close, and that's what's frustrating for us too as players. You know, you put so much into it, and coaches too. Obviously, you put so much into it, and to come up that short, especially this many times early in the season, is frustrating, and everybody feels that. And guys are sticking together. I mean, we got a lot of belief in that locker room, and you saw it today. And I mean, we come up yards short at the very end to win that game by a point. Kick the extra point would beat them. So that's how close it is, and that's why I think you see the look on the guys' faces and just the energy, and that's the way it should be when you're losing like that. You know, no one's obviously happy about it.
That's the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and welcome in. It's the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour on Monday afternoon. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. The Jaguars have dropped their 4th straight. The final 23-17. The Giants are now 6-1. They've won 4 in a row. The Jaguars are not. They've lost 4 in a row. The Jaguars took a 4-point lead after a touchdown on the opening drive of the second half. The game turned, though, early in the fourth. 11:33 to play. The Jags faced 4th and 1 at the Giants' 20. Instead of the field goal to go up 7, Doug Peterson went for it. The Jags stuffed on a sneak. The Giants go down the field for the go-ahead touchdown. And then they later kicked a field goal to make it a 6-point game. The Jaguars' rally started with 1:04 to play and no timeouts remaining, and it ended 1 yard short of the end zone, and time ran out on them. Mistakes are plaguing the Jags again. Roughing the passer from Foye Oluokun negated an interception. Travis Etienne Jr. fumbled the ball inside the 5-yard line. 13 total penalties in the game. And yes, again, the Jags are trying to figure it out. And this time they'll have a long plane ride to do it. This week, Wembley Stadium, under the arch in London. The Denver Broncos and the Jaguars both 2-5. That's what's next, Pete.
When are they traveling to London?
Thursday afternoon.
Is that a change from when they've been going?
Nope. They'll arrive Friday morning like normal. Yep. Denver went over today.
That's a long trip from Denver, man.
Spending the whole week.
It must feel worse than Boselli does.
No, Pete, the first 3 years they played around with different combinations, like coming out all week. One time they came out after the game in Cincinnati and flew from Cincinnati on Sunday.
I remember that.
That's right.
I remember that.
That was a long week. So they've kind of been all over the place a little bit. But the last, 4 years, 5 years, they've always come over Thursday night. They normal week until Thursday night, practice, get on the plane Thursday night, show up Friday morning, go right to the practice, right to the facility.
Okay, here's the $1 million question. Here's the $1 million question. How did you travel?
What do you mean, how did I travel?
How'd you get there?
on an airplane? On Delta?
Look, you flew private. Who are you kidding?
Come on.
First of all, if I flew private, I'd be bragging right now. I wouldn't be tired. I'd be wide awake.
Well, I figured, the franchise has a long history of sending the private plane for Boselli in certain spots. So
not across the pond. No, I was on my private Delta flight.
So where do you have to go to Atlanta and then over to London, huh? Yeah, that's a long day.
Yeah, but just listen to everything you just said, JP. This team finds ways to lose, man. I mean, I said it earlier in the first hour. It's the exact opposite of the Giants, who find ways to win.
You know what?
I think the Jaguars are more talented than the Giants.
Yeah, probably. But Tony, you know what it reminds me of? just listening to the way Trevor talks, and JP, were you in the locker room after the game?
I was not. I was on the air.
Okay. It sounds, and finding ways to lose games in weird ways, it sounds a lot like your 96 team. You guys in 96, do you remember? You found weird ways to lose games early in that season. What was the one in St. Louis? You had like 600 yards of offense and
5 picks.
Wow.
Yeah, and you had no business. And then Willie Jackson didn't go down on the last play. You would have kicked a field goal. And then the locker room.
They had under 200 yards of offense. We had over almost 600, and we lost.
Yeah, and going in, and I remember the way Trevor's describing the locker room, it was a lot like those guys back then. You thought you didn't know if you were good enough, but it stung and it hurt, and anger came out when you lost games like that. And I'm not in that locker room. I was in that one, but that's what the description reminds me of, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think nobody wants to hear this, and I said it on the show this morning with Dan and Jeff. This team can beat any team in the NFL. Any team. Would not surprise me one bit if they go to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs. Would surprise me if they beat the Cowboys. I don't know who else is on their schedule. I wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I can think of one. I can think of one. I don't think they'll beat.
I think they can beat the Titans twice.
They're not beating
the
Buffalo.
Ravens.
They're not beating Buffalo.
I think they could. I think they're good enough to play with Buffalo. But here the other
they
thing
don't rush the passer well enough to beat Buffalo.
Let me finish. They can lose to every team in the NFL too. Every team in the NFL can beat them. Because this team hasn't learned how to win. They haven't learned how to not beat themselves first. And until they stop beating themselves, they're not going to be a good team. They're not going to have a good record.
Right. You got to learn how to win. They haven't learned how to win yet. They don't have that feeling yet. When something goes wrong, it goes wrong, and that's the end of it. They're not winning the game. That's basically what it is. And look, on the surface, what Trevor Lawrence did at the end of that game to get that team in that position where it was. Now, the guy made a bad play on the 4th down throw. He overran it in the middle of the field, but you
got to throw it.
Right. And so, you're right. They haven't learned how to win yet. So, from that standpoint, they could lose to every team in the league. And they could win against the majority of teams in the league. I just don't think they're beating Buffalo.
How about that play at the end where Etienne stumbles? If he doesn't stumble and catches that ball, I think he might score.
Double pass.
There's nobody over there. I watched it today on the tape. There's about 4 offensive linemen over there, and there's one guy. All he had to do, he could, with his ability to make people miss, he was gone. That was, by the way, I've criticized Doug for some of his calls. That was one of the best ones right there, because that was so well designed. It was incredible because he made it look like he's throwing a quick screen to the other side, and they all went. Tony, every defensive lineman went flying that way, and there was one guy over there, and about 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah, it was. And Travis just stumbled. I was like, oh gosh.
And he still almost caught it and made a play on it, but you're right. He stumbled, and it was like kind of behind him a little or high a little bit. But that was a well-designed play.
Had to go to the bag for in that moment for that play, and they nearly pulled it off. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. The Jags, of course, on offense moved the ball. They struggled in the red zone again, 2 of 5 for the day as the official total. They fumbled inside the 5 at one point. They had to settle for a field goal in the first half. I mean, this trend continues in the red zone, guys. One way or another, they aren't getting enough points down there.
It's been like this since the preseason, guys. Remember in the preseason, Doug Peterson said he was concerned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fumble, they were going to score on that drive. He just got to hold on to the damn football. The rest of it is a combination of the field condensing and making the decisions quicker and quarterback needing to be better in the red zone. That's what a lot of that is. And as he grows, it'll be better.
Pete, I think you have to anticipate and throw guys open, throw it to tight spaces, throw it before they've turned, coming out of their break, and knowing that it's going to be really, really tight.
Right. And if you throw a fade, you got to put it up when the guy's back is to you, and you got to just hope that he goes up and gets it. You got to trust your guys, and particularly for a young quarterback, that's hard to do because you're used to coming out of college where guys are wide open. You know, you don't have to trust them. So that's and the field condenses. And you know, Tony, everybody plays that across the goal line defense. So that's why the holes are so tight on the goal line. You know, you got to squeeze them in. And he'll get better at it. It's not that he's awful at it. It's just he's not great at it yet. So that'll happen.
Take some time, and we'll take a timeout, and we'll come back and keep it real with the Jaguars' defense and running quarterbacks. Yesterday, Daniel Jones ran all over the Jaguars. We'll get to some reasons why when we keep it real. When we return, Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. And it's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
If the last couple years have taught us anything, it's to show the ones we love how much we care. That's why Pet Paradise calls you by name from the moment you arrive. Why our pack leaders know each and every friend you like to play with out on the turf. And that you like some snuggles before you fall asleep. The more we see and get to know you, the more you'll see how much you mean to us. Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get a Ford Maverick or get after any adventure in a Ford Ranger pickup. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change. See your local dealer for details.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
I think it depends on the call, defensive call, because there's different ways you can defend it, right? I mean, you can bend the defensive end and scrape the linebacker, or you can charge the defensive end, and there's many different ways that you can play with a safety there. You can play corners there. There's a lot of different ways you can play defense there. So it's just all about the communication and understanding. Again, just goes back to understanding, your role, understanding the call, the nuances of different adjustments that an offense might make that a defense has to make. But again, credit the Giants. I mean, they took advantage of some opportunities there and hit us for some QB runs.
You have it, Doug Peterson earlier today, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the quarterback runs. It's time to keep it real. Presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. And the topic is those quarterback runs. Daniel Jones, 11 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Career highs in rushing attempts and rushing yards. And, of course, a major reason why the Jaguars lost. Why and how is he so effective, and how in the hell do you stop this moving ahead, Tony?
Well, Doug just talked about it. He's exactly right. There's several defenses. It's a scheme. Like, decide what scheme you want. Do you want to crash the end, scrape the linebacker? You want the end work up the field, keep the linebacker, take the tailback? You want to drop your safety down, corners? There's 50 ways you can do it. Just do it one way. I don't care which way. But they weren't on the same page yesterday. What was concerning was it wasn't like guys were missing. There was nobody there. It's like they didn't know the zone read was coming, which I know they did. I got to believe they worked on it. It's like, was no one talking back there? Were they not communicating? Did they not come to the sideline when he had 50 yards and say, okay, let's not let him get another 57? I mean, I don't know. It's all questions I'd love to ask if I was in the United States. Ask Doug right now. Say or Mike Caldwell. At any point, do we say, okay? I'll tell you a great story. I'm not going to tell you the player's name because he ended up. I'm not going to say his name, but I'm playing at USC my junior year, and we were playing North Carolina in the Kickoff Classic in Anaheim, and they. Had two big backs. It was the year after Natron left. Or maybe Natron was there. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. And they're a good team. We're a pretty good team. And we're playing them. And they come out and start running the triple option. And so they say on the sidelines, we hadn't worked on it at all because they'd not shown it the year before. They said, okay, hey, linebacker, you have quarterback you have quarterback, safety, you have the pitch, and whoever has the dive. Okay, so we go through it. They're just gashing us. And the running back is just pitching it to these running backs, and they're going for 100 yards, Pete, in the first half. And so finally we get to this halftime, and they're like, so-and-so, you have the pitch. And he goes, I've been going to the pitch every play. What are you talking about? They're like, what are you talking about? They have 200 yards rushing in the first half. He goes, well, I've been going to the pitch. I've been hitting the quarterback. This kid thought that when our coaches says you have the pitch, he thought that he literally had the guy who's pitching the ball, not the guy who got the ball. I tell that story only because that's what it looked like yesterday. It was like there was some miscommunication. And Pete, you watched the film. But there was nobody around Daniel Jones half the time.
No, but he also got loose on that scramble because what happened was Luakon took an inside route and the end went up the field. So, yeah, I mean, they didn't do a good job of containing the quarterback at all. I mean,
but you
not
know what
one
I'm saying?
bit.
On the zone reads a few times, it looked like nobody was there. Now, that's what it looked like live. I didn't see the tape. Was there someone who missed tackles, Pete, or they just weren't there?
They got caught inside a bunch with nobody there. Yeah, they were there. So, was it Willie McGinnis?
Nope.
Was it Sammy Knight?
Well, I can tell you. I can tell you North Carolina ran for.
I'm trying to look at the roster, trying to figure out who it is. But who had a big pass catch in that game? Bucky Brooks.
Bucky, yeah, UNC. That's right. North Carolina ran for 291 yards in that game, by the way. Yeah, it was the Pigskin Classic, wasn't the Kickoff Classic, by the way.
No, Pigskin. But anyways, because one of our players thought when the coach said you have the pitch.
Well, you said he went on somewhere. Brian Kelly? No, couldn't be. Okay, it had to be somebody that played in the NFL, and I'm trying to figure out who that would be. So I don't. This doesn't list all the starters, but we'll figure out who that is. We're gonna figure. Just name the man.
No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But that's what I mean. Watching yesterday live, and again, I didn't watch the tape. It's like, oh my gosh! Like, can someone hit this kid, please? Now, on the one big run, it was just they had a blitz and they got out of their lanes and Daniel took off and it was like, see you later. That can happen. That happens to a lot of teams.
Then they had one play where they did the bootleg and he ran for about 14. That was different.
They were selling out to stop the run.
That's right.
Now, he's a good runner.
He's a good runner. I'm talking about the handful of zone reads where he kept it, and there's nobody there. Like one of them, I think it was Smoot, he thought he made the tackle. And there's Daniel Jones running out the backside for, 15, 20. Holy cow.
Oh, my God. I just figured. You just threw Jeff Kopp under the bus.
It's not Jeff Kopp. I promise you. You're not going to get it.
It wasn't Darrell Russell, was it?
No, he's a freshman.
I know. I'm trying to figure out who that could be. I'm looking at this roster. Did the guy play in the NFL?
He did play in the NFL.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Wow.
I really believe he just threw Jeff Kopp under the bus, but he just doesn't want to say so. Kopp's
it was not Jeff.
He's a buddy of his.
It wasn't Kopp.
There you have it. Keeping it real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. We'll have to continue Pete's search on the
I'll figure it out.
Trojans roster of 1993. Well,
93, right? Not 94.
Yeah, we're back in a moment, and we'll get to some social media questions. Fanatics fan questions, in fact. What a show it's been. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Hold on. You want me to tell them about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in just 30 seconds? This is impossible. Hey, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea. How can I explain that first sip of cold, smooth, real brewed tea? So good! And the extra kick you get from just the right amount of alcohol? The twist of lemon, Wait, what? We're almost out of time? Oh, shit. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been a leader in direct mail for over a decade. Using the latest technology, Kessler can now reach your ideal audience even more effectively. Choose from between a couple of response channels, from direct mail to landing pages designed to engage and initiate responses with potential customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's frustrating, but the thing is too, the guys know. I mean, that's the thing about it. They've played a lot of football. They understand when the mistakes are made, and it's on us as coaches to make sure that they know, one, that they understand, but two, that we help fix it, right, and we help correct and give them the answers. So that falls on the coaches, and then the players having to execute the game plan and knowing their assignments. That part of it's on them. So that's why it's a two-way street. But these mistakes have kind of kept us from winning these close games.
That's head coach Doug Peterson earlier today. The full press conference available on Jaguars.com. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. Fanatics fan questions coming up. Hey, I found an article, Pete, from the L.A. Times of that game.
I figured it out. I think.
Okay.
Tony just did to this guy worse than what his own team did in the NFL when they made him return a kick. Am I right? Am I right? I think I'm right. Little cornerback, safety, corner/corner? No?
Dude, I'm not going to tell you.
Is Jason Sehorn?
No, I'm not going to tell you. No.
Yeah, that's who.
You have no idea what you're talking about. JP, what did the LA Times article say?
So here's a quote from John Robinson, who was at your enshrinement, of course, and was a true gentleman, very nice, the great coach of USC. Yeah. He said, quote, absolutely. He said, quote, "They wanted to play that option until we stopped it, and we still haven't stopped it." He said, "It was a basic standard option play, and we just didn't defend it." And then Mac Brown, the North Carolina coach, said his team stuck with option plays to stay out of USC defensive end Willie McGinnis' way. Quote, "He's one of the best in the country, and we felt we had to neutralize him," he said. So that's what I have. So I don't know if that
it's either Willie McGinnis or Jason Sehorn. Yes, it has to be, because they're the only guys from that team that played on the defensive side of the ball in the NFL. And Kopp.
Not true. Kopp played. Brian Kelly played.
Right. Oh, Brian Kelly. You said no on Brian Kelly.
Keep listening, Tony. Go ahead.
Sammy Knight played.
Right. Okay. But I named them all, and you said no to all of them.
And Brian Williams, outside linebacker, played for the second round.
There's a possibility. That's right. He played for the Pack. That's who it was.
Darrell Russell, defensive lineman played.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had the pitch play though. So we narrowed it down to either Sammy Knight, Willie McGinnis, Brian Williams, and I don't know if with the corner, when it's one of those, got somebody up there near the line. So
say the names again. I'll tell you if you said the name or not.
McGinnis, Knight, Sehorn, Williams.
Maybe.
It drives him crazy when I figure it out when he doesn't want to name a player.
All right, we've got another break coming up in a little bit.
400 years ago. What do you care?
There's got to be a video clip. I'm going to dig during the next time out and see if I can find some video of this game.
We should call Bucky. Bucky will tell us. He'll remember.
Right. All right, let's
do we have fan questions? Read questions. Come on.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. We put the cat signal out on Twitter earlier today. Here's the best we came up with. At RJWare89, what is the major thing holding this team back?
Like Tony said, learning how to win. You got to learn how to win. If you do not understand what it takes to win games, every time it goes bad, you're going to lose that game. Learning how to win.
Simple enough.
Yeah, I agree with Pete. I agree 100%. 100% agree with Pete. You got to learn to win football games. You got to make – this team doesn't make plays when it has to. Whether it's a stop, whether it's a big play, a first down,
but again,
going, whatever.
I go back to '96. You guys didn't either, and then you learned. Suddenly, you learned how to do it. It for a young team, it has to happen, and when it happens, then it will stay that way. But they haven't learned that yet.
Next question, at Jags Keto, how does losing close games get fixed? Leaders in the locker room, coach speeches, eventually sorting itself out?
Belief. Individual belief, confidence.
You gotta believe.
I don't believe any speech is going to make you have confidence. That's got to come from, and Tony, I always go back to a story you told me, and I think it's a great story. The week leading up into playing Bruce Smith, you were terrified, and the first time you played him, and you said the very first play, you were backed up in your own end, and you threw him down on the ground, and you said, "Oh, I can do this." There was your belief. And that's what this team needs to get to. They need to have that belief that they're that good and they can find a way to win games and they were coming back and they're not going to make the stupid mistakes. It all comes back to that. You have to have belief and confidence in yourself.
Next
and no speech is going to do that for you.
No. You got to go play and figure it out on your own.
But it's not about a speech. It's about the right leadership. I do think coaches and leadership matters. When teams trying to figure it out.
It matters, but it doesn't need to be rah-rahs. It's got to be, look, you guys are good enough. Go believe in yourselves. That's what it has to be. And cut out the crap, the dumb stuff you do. They do a lot of dumb things.
Next question, at Lucas Stewart 44, how much does the lack of a true number one receiver stand out to you guys on film or live?
0.
They need one, though. But I think, and I'll say this.
First of all, you're not going to get one, Pete. You're not getting one unless you draft one.
Right, you got to draft one. But the offensive scheme helps make guys get open. I love the design of the offense. I'm not ever going to take anything away from Doug for that because I love his offense. But if you have a real number one, it make it a lot easier. Like Tony, those shots we were talking about where they max protected, sent 2 guys out in the route, a number one receiver wins that. And you get that shot down the field. They didn't win that.
Yeah, but I'll say this. Christian Kirk did win, and Trevor Lawrence didn't pull the trigger one time. He had him on a 1-on-1, a deep over route, and he had the whole middle of the field wide open. He could have thrown to Christian Kirk against Adoree Jackson. He didn't do it. So, and if you guys don't think Christian Kirk's the number one, okay. I'm not going to argue that with you right now.
He's close, though. He's close. Really close.
That's my point. I don't want to argue that. But my point is, you're not getting a number one receiver if you don't think Christian Kirk is, because you're paying him like a number one.
Unless you got to draft the guy.
Right.
You got to draft the guy.
Right. That's right.
Next question at please help my team. How concerning is this pass rush? Is this something we should address this offseason, even though we did significantly this year?
No, you shouldn't address it. You have the first overall pick in the draft, and you have a guy that was taken in the top 10. If they can't solve it, then you got a problem. They got to figure out. Trayvon Walker needs to figure out how to rush the passer with some pass rush moves. And like Tony said, Josh Allen's sacks will come. He's been playing actually pretty good football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
By the way, Aiden Hutchinson had 1.5 now. He has 4.5 on the year, just saying. What'd you think of Thibodeau? Wasn't great. He started coming on later in the game, though. As you could see, he started playing better.
He's athletic. Well, first of all, the only pressure he got was against Cam. He went inside. Cam has no right. He had no right arm. He hurt his right shoulder, so he's playing one-armed out there.
He got 2 pressures, by the way. I forget what the other one, but he had 2.
Our next question.
No power.
Our next question at Shag_Howard. As a fan of James Robinson, is there any more news on why he didn't play or what's going to happen with him? Well, I'll start with this answer. Doug Peterson said this afternoon that there was some lower body, some knee soreness, something like that. It was happening during the game, and that's why I didn't get a lot of look. But
wait. What was was it the second quarter when he ran the wheel route and Trevor missed him?
I don't know.
Tony, do you remember that play when he ran the wheel route and he missed him down the sideline? That was second quarter. So when did he hurt the knee soreness? I think I just think they've gone in a different direction. They don't want to say it because he's such a good kid and been around here for a while. But okay, let's be real. He should get a couple carries just to take, right? I mean, he's got to get some work.
Not if Etienne only gets 14 carries. He only had 14 carries yesterday, Pete.
That's true.
No. Sorry.
Okay, ETN gets 18.
Now,
give him 3 or 4.
I could argue this, though. On that 3rd and 1, is James Robinson a better short yardage back than ETN? Yes, I think he is.
Yeah, the way that was played, he wasn't getting it either.
Oh, I think he would have. He rarely lost.
The guy
yards.
tackled him from behind, Tony. He came down the line and made the play. He tackled him from behind.
Pete, good point. I don't know why I'm arguing that. Who knows? I'm just saying I think at this point James Robinson's a better short yardage back than ETN.
So what is James Robinson's role going forward? Make that prediction.
He is the backup running back who will spot ETN and will be on certain packages.
More than Hasty.
I think they'll both have their own packages, but if it comes
you can
down
only have so many.
This is my point. If it comes down to who's the backup, Robinson's the backup, but Hasty will have a couple packages that they're going to use him on.
Would you consider peddling James Robinson to a team that needs back, like the Jets?
No,
you wouldn't.
No. Well, what am I going to get for him? What are they going to give him, Pete?
Well, they just lost their starting running back, so they might be interested in giving you something for him.
What are they going to give for James Robinson? I'm not being the smartest. I'm being
4.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No.
What if it went to a 3 with playtime incentives?
Yes.
Like you put some incentives in there and say if he gets 1,000 yards.
I already said 3. I already said yes at 3.
I just want to see. I just want to see how far where you will go with it.
You had me at hello.
Our final fan question tonight from @MasonEvans12. I know it's tough to defend, but how do we continue to look so lost against RPOs? The film is out there, so we have to know teams are going to keep using it against us. We've talked this a good bit tonight, but that's also a good point at the end. I mean, there's a lot of football left, and everybody's looking at this tape, right?
Yeah, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks that run that either. I mean, there are more and more doing it. I mean, but the RPOs you can run, but you got to have a threat to run the football. I mean, the quarterback has to run a little bit too. Let me ask.
Who's killed us in RPOs? Why do we say we're struggling in RPOs?
Well, because
outside of the Giants game,
the Eagles.
Yeah, Philly.
I thought the Eagles just beat us up.
Well, I mean, Matt Ryan ran a lot of RPOs last week when they show the run out of the pistol. He pulls it and throws the little short passes. I mean, think about that for a second. Matt Ryan has essentially been benched, and he threw for 390 or whatever last week.
Right.
I thought the same, Pete.
Amazing.
I thought the same thing when I read that he was getting benched. I'm like, holy cow! How did this guy beat us last week?
Oh my God! And we're down the field in the closing seconds. I mean, that should never have happened.
2 weeks after his career high completions.
The RPO, part of the reason with the RPO is their linebackers are so aggressive that they get sucked up a lot on those RPOs, and so you just throw it over the top, and they've been hitting the flat a bunch too on those. There's things that kill them.
Ask you about
the crossers have killed them.
That's true. Hey, Pete, you brought up our linebackers. Let me ask you a question, only because I don't know. You made me think of this. Have you been watching the Steelers at all?
Yeah.
How is Miles Jack playing?
Okay. Just okay. Nothing special.
I'm curious more than anything.
But they have a lot of money invested in this line, in that free agent linebacker, and then you got.
I'm not saying a change. I'm not making a change. I'm just curious. You made me think of, because I was thinking we have 2 new linebackers, which led me to think of how's our linebacker doing from last year?
Here's one for you. What if they had used Muma's pick on something else? I mean, basically, you got nothing out of that guy.
Well, it's only 1 year.
Yeah,
let's fast forward to next year. Whose job is he taking next year? Well,
Pete, don't ask hard questions like that.
Wow, got him, stumped him.
I didn't like the pick when they made it. He was not. If you,
I thought it was an interesting pick. I didn't understand it either.
If you paid the free agent all that money, you drafted Devin Lloyd, then went back in to go draft Devin Lloyd, then that means you're drafting Mooma. He's not going to play for a couple of years, at least.
Yeah, I didn't understand that pick.
Don't ask the tough questions. I'm putting you in the GM seat.
I was being sarcastic, you idiot.
Would you have taken? No.
No, I would not have.
Of course, neither would I.
Tony would melt under questioning from the media.
Oh, you kidding me? He would be the biggest baby in the history of the football league.
Man.
Me? I own the media. I used to own the media when I was a player. I had JP, I had Pete backpedaling.
Please, he never backpedaled. I never backpedaled. Why would I be backpedaling from you? You gave me all my information. Why would I backpedal? You were my source for
Deep Throat.
25 of my stories.
Deep Throat.
Deep Throat. Whatever.
I love it. Hey, by the way, Pete, do you still have your 1993 Southern Cal roster up in front of you? I think I've narrowed it down to 2 culprits. On the video
the whole
I saw,
roster's not online. It's hard to find. It was so long ago, nobody really cares. But go ahead.
The video I saw online, there's one YouTube highlight video of that game with UNC stuff, but they only showed 1 or 2 option plays, and I have it down to either 55 or 18, whoever those guys are.
Well, 55 is McGinnis.
Okay, so it may not be him. Maybe it's 18. He was kind of a corner.
Who was 18?
18 looked like a corner.
Who was 18?
He was a smaller guy. He missed on 1 touchdown run, that's for sure, that he crashed in, and it was just an easy pitch. The guy's 10 yards open.
I don't know what number did Seahorn wear at USC?
What was number 18? I don't know.
It's hard to find that roster.
It's tough. Yeah, it's a long time ago. That's for sure. We'll take
I'll
a time.
say this: it was not Willie McGinnis.
Well, he wore 55.
Right.
I know he did.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll find it during the break. We'll come back in a moment. We'll go around the league. We'll try to get the answer, even though Tony won't tell us any names. This is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey, Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast.
We're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours.
We're with you. You have big plans.
Financial questions.
And decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Cancer patients across the Southeast make Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center in Jacksonville their first choice for treatment. Dr. Jonathan Milquist explains why.
We have so many resources that can help a patient from the very onset, and we just have a degree of unity and cohesive care that is hard to match. It's especially with the tougher cancers that we really excel.
Appointments available now. Call 844-632-2278.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. We continue our search through the footage of the 1993 Pigskin Classic.
We got it. It's Jason Sehorn. I just watched the option play.
See?
That scored the touchdown. He crashed down. He was supposed to have the pitch man.
Had to be him.
It's Jason Sehorn. And by the way, as you play that highlight, did you play it all the way through, JP?
Uh-huh.
Did you see number 71 on North Carolina come up the field and get a sack? And Boselli blocked down, and then he put his hands up and went like he was, what are we doing here? Do you remember that, Tony?
It wasn't my guy. It wasn't my guy. It was not my guy.
You blocked down, and nobody blocked that guy. And you, as soon as he hit the quarterback, you like threw your hands up in the air, like, what the hell's going on? Who's responsible for that?
I actually don't really remember. I really don't.
Well, all I know is there's a picture. If I freezed it, there's a picture. You blocked down, and there's nobody out there, and you put your hand. You went like this.
Oh, it was probably naked, and they came straight up the field.
No, it's not a naked. He's in drop back position, but the tight end is on your side. He releases. The end comes outside, and you don't block him, and you put your hands up and look at somebody on the line and go like this.
Do I block down?
Yes. You looked inside and then came back outside. By that time, it was too late.
Oh, it's probably the tight end then. Who's the tight end? Yeah, it's probably the tight end.
So, needless to say, as we looked for Jason Sehorn, who is the culprit, we figured that out.
Correct.
We found better material of Tony trying to blame somebody else.
If the show was only 1 hour, we would have never had it. But now,
isn't that great, JP?
Yeah, it's
you
awesome.
found the YouTube, I found it, and then I look at it, and he's blaming somebody else.
Of course he is.
It's not. First of all, it's not true.
It is true. I'm watching it. I just watched the highlight.
It's on YouTube. It's
as
free.
As soon as the sack happens, you look inside to somebody else and went like this with your hands in the air.
Let me ask you a question. Was there a guy walked up to? It might have been a scat where I was blocking down, and then.
It's on the goal line.
It's 29 years ago. How do you remember this?
The tight end releases. The linebacker stunts. He's over you, but he slants inside on the guard. And you take a step inside and then can't get back outside on the other guy. And then you raise your hands up. You put your hands up and you actually look at somebody and you go like this.
Like the emoji. Like you hands up emoji. Like, I don't know.
It's like this. It's like this. It's incredible.
You know what? If I was the coach, I would have ripped me for, even if it wasn't my fault. I hated people, and obviously I was one of them who did like the, I don't know, like what happened.
What were you? You were a sophomore this year, weren't you? No, a junior this year.
Junior.
Yeah.
All right, mystery solved. Mystery solved.
No,
figured it out.
First of all, I will not confirm that you guys got it right.
Well, I can
just
confirm.
watched the play. I saw
one.
him in the end both take the pitch, the quarterback, and nobody took the pitch guy.
And guess what? The corner is supposed to stay outside, I'm guessing. Yeah.
He took the quarterback because he thought that he was supposed to take him on every play instead of take the pitch guy.
Unbelievable.
The guy walked. There was nobody there. He pitched it to him. He walked in.
Literally.
I don't know. I'll say this. Let me say this about Jason Sehorn. One of the best athletes I ever played football with.
Oh, he would have been, had he not torn up his knee, he would have been a good corner. He was a good player.
That dude could dunk too.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Good player.
He was an amazing athlete.
He crashed down really fast. I'll say that. Let's go around the NFL. He did. It was quick. Let's go around the National Football League. The Ravens
he didn't blame
over
his teammate though, like some other Trojans do.
Some of the other Trojans.
I didn't. First of all, you don't even know what I was saying. I could have been frustrated at myself on the play call. I could have been mad at the coach.
You looked inside to where the other linemen were standing, and you blamed them.
What it is. Video evidence.
I wasn't blaming anyone.
Video evidence.
You're
Ravens over the Browns.
You're making stuff up.
23-20. The Panthers over the Buccaneers. A get-right game for the Panthers? What in the world was that?
What'd you say, 23-20? They wish they scored 20.
21-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, 21-3. I thought you said 23-20.
No,
21-3. They scored 3 points. Think about that. 3 points. They're in trouble.
Tied for first in the division, though.
Yeah, but they're in trouble. The division stinks.
Bengals.
What's the problem with the Buccaneers?
The offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There you go. Bengals over the Falcons 35-17. Cowboys whacked the Lions 24-6. Commanders beat the Packers 23-21. What's up with the Pack? I ask this every week, Pete.
Think about it. Aaron Rodgers threw for under 200 yards and lost to Taylor Heineke, and Tom Brady scored 3 points and lost to P.J. Walker. What the hell is going on in this league? Packers have no receivers he trusts. Zero. None. And that's a problem.
The Jets and the Broncos and the New York Jets keep finding a way.
Takes the snap, toss sweep to the left. Ball with blockers in front, has a crease to the 45, to the 50, left sideline 40, down the sideline 30. He's gone! 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Breece Hall, house call. The Jets take the lead.
That's Bob Wischusen on the 98.7 ESPN Jets radio network midway through the first quarter.
That'll be his last touchdown.
Yeah, he's out for the season, torn ACL.
Breece Hall. That's bad. That's bad. Not only that, they lost Elijah Vera Tucker for the year as well.
Triceps.
That's bad for the Jets because they were playing good football. Robert Saleh had them playing good, hard, sound, fundamental football.
They did. No doubt. The Broncos next week against the Jaguars, the Broncos can't score, and they don't have a quarterback right now.
No, I know.
Is Russell Wilson going to play this week?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? That guy. Who knows? You could just tell that. Is Nate in trouble?
Hackett could get fired before the end of the season.
Well, you got to think there's a new ownership group that didn't hire him. A wealthy new ownership group that didn't hire him in the Walton family. So it's possible. Is he in over his head? I mean,
I haven't watched enough. I don't know.
They're sloppy. They do some bad things.
I heard they were sloppy with their play calling, getting plays out on time, people
penalties,
on the field,
decisions. It's just sloppy.
The defense is good. The defense can play. It's just the offense has issues.
Well, the defense was good before with the last coach. I mean, they had a great defensive coach. Vic Fangio was a hell of a defensive coach.
Right. The Raiders running back Josh Jacobs getting it done for the Silver and Black against the Texans.
He's in the slot to the right. Instead, it's a handoff into the belly of Jacobs. Bounces off a defender at the 2 and in the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Jacobs does it again. His second rushing touchdown of the game. And the Raiders back in front of the Texans, 23-20 with 13:32 to go in the ball game.
The Raiders won the game 38-20, and Jason Horowitz on the Compass Media Las Vegas Raiders radio
he used to
network.
work with me.
Yes, he did, and that touchdown was the 5th lead change of the game, one of 3 on the ground for Jacobs in this game. The Raiders are now 2-4.
What do you do with Jacobs? He's an unrestricted free agent after the season. You almost feel bad for the running backs. You can have these great seasons, and you're not going to get a big contract.
Is this his 4th year already, Pete?
Yeah, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
I mean, he's going to get paid. He'll get paid.
He'll get paid a running back contract, but the mega contracts are gone for the running backs.
No.
Yeah, the mega contracts are gone for running backs.
Let's move on.
7 or 8 a year.
Let's see, Pete, you're not a running back, free agent running back guy. You wouldn't pay him. Would you?
I pay him $5-6 million a year, maybe put some incentives in it. I'm not paying him any more than that. No, I'm not. I'll draft a guy.
Right. I was going to say, is this the same Pete Prisco who's stepped
I
into
wouldn't
Pete
have traded for
Prisco's
Christian
body?
McCaffrey either.
They gave him a lot for that, Pete.
Too much.
Seahawks, Chargers. The Seahawks never trailed. They made it a 3-score game late with the rookie running back going wild.
1st and 10, toss to Walker, goes right side, has a little running room. Parkinson out front. Here comes up the sideline. He's on the run, 40, down to the 30. Are they going to catch him? I don't think so. 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Seahawks, 74 yards. The Seahawks get the ball on downs. They toss it to Ken Walker III. He gets fired out of a Gatling gun, and he is gone.
168 yards, 2 touchdowns for the rookie out of Michigan State. Seahawks now 4-3. Have they figured it out? By the way, that's Steve Rabel on Seahawks Broadcasting. Pete, what do you like?
Where do they find Ken Walker? 2nd round. You can find guys. You don't draft them. You don't pay them. By the way, think about this, Tony. The Chargers are giving up 5.7 per rush.
Remember, I thought Brandon Staley was like the defensive genius.
They change guys. Remember, they sign Austin Johnson. They go get Sebastian Joseph. They don't stop. They can't stop the run ever.
Hey, and Pete, remember, and this was a top 10 defense when Staley took it over from Gus.
Right. They don't stop the run. And here's the other thing. Justin Herbert leads the league in pass attempts. They're 28th in yards per attempt. They don't throw the ball down the field with that guy.
They're not very good. I'll say this, but the better story to me is the Seahawks and Geno Smith. Geno Smith was dead.
Right.
He was dead, Pete. No one wanted Geno Smith. He's on every team. He's a bum. He's holding, he can't play. The dude's playing top end back. This is why they drafted him out of West Virginia. He's playing great.
They play the Giants this week in Seattle. That's a tough trip for the Giants after going to Jacksonville. And the Giants can't stop the run. They're giving up about 5.5 per rush as well.
5.6. 5.6 going in.
I think it's 5.7 now.
Yeah.
They're tied. So Ken Walker will have another big day.
Chiefs and the Niners. The Chiefs trailed 10-0 early and took the lead midway through the second and stayed on the accelerator, capping it off late in the fourth quarter.
Time to throw over the middle. Juju Smith-Schuster wide open. 25-20. Jukes the safety. 10 gets a block. Angling near side pylon. Touchdown, Kansas City. It is yards after catch all day long. A 45-yard touchdown reception by Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, the Chiefs win at 44-23 over the Niners. Mitch Holtis on the 106.5 The Wolf and the Chiefs radio network. Mahomes over 400. Niners turned it over 3 times, Pete.
Yeah, they played terrible football, but can Christian McCaffrey play corner? Can he help out in the secondary? My gosh, that was the number 1 defense in the league, and Mahomes did whatever the hell he wanted to him all day long. They got a big game. That's a big game this week. They play the Rams.
Pete, they haven't played a good defense the last 2 weeks, though.
Who? No, Atlanta got them too last week. You're right. They're not that good on defense right now, and they got a lot of guys back. They all were back on the lineup. That was bad.
And one final score last night, Dolphins over the Steelers, 16-10. They picked on Noah Igbenogany all game, and then he intercepted the ball at the end to seal it for the Dolphins to knock off the Steelers. Monday Night Football. We head to Foxborough, and who will play quarterback for the New England Patriots? Backup Bailey Zappi has won the last 2 outings. Mac Jones could be back from injury. The Bears, on the other hand, are looking to rebound from a lackluster performance on Thursday night a week ago. They're looking for their first win away from Soldier Field this season. Who you got tonight at Gillette Stadium?
Mac Jones is back.
Mac Jones is starting.
I wrote that this morning, by the way.
I'll take the Patriots.
I know you did. It's correct. I think the Patriots. Win by 17.
Yeah, they're going to kill them.
The Bears are bad.
Bad football team. Bad offensive line, bad football team.
And, of course, Bill Belichick would surpass George Halas with a win tonight for all-time wins. He tied him last week, and that could happen at Gillette Stadium tonight. All right, so next week, London. Tony, you're there already. The Jaguars arrive on the ground Friday, and then it is game on Sunday at Wembley.
Is he not on the program next week, JP?
I'm on.
I'm told there will not be one next week, is what I was told today.
There's no Monday night?
No. Because the team's coming back. It's late. There's travel. We were told today no Monday next week. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yes.
So
we'll be back in 2 weeks, I guess. Hopefully after a win.
Maybe Doug can go for it on 4th and 1 the whole game then, because he won't get any criticism about it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's news to me. Are you sure, JP? You didn't mishear
Yeah,
that?
I think JP's got some bad information.
That's what I was told.
Pete,
Just
maybe
pass
you
it
and I will
along.
just do our own little podcast next week. We'll release it out somewhere.
Tony, you'll be on the plane with me. Like, we should just sit down and do one and leave Pete out.
Are you flying back
We
Monday?
can do that too.
You guys
I'm
are flying back
We're
Monday?
flying Sunday night with the team. I'm flying back.
So how are you going to be on the plane? You'll be home.
I don't know. Hey, we got to go. That's Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. I've stirred it up. I'm J.P. Shadrick. We'll see you next time. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.